for the next 18 years. There will be phone calls between...
All right. So I agree with you with what you're saying, right? In general. Let's talk about in general. When your man has a kid, yes, if he has a good relationship, if the mom is seeking child support, all the stuff, right?
That's you should accept the whole package.
Right? You're supposed to accept it. So yes, there should be phone calls, there should be visits. However, now because we're talking about Angela Aguilar and Cristian Nodal and Cazzu, okay? If you're not familiar with who they are, they're Mexican musicians, okay? Cristian had a baby. He was with Cazzu for I don't know how long. They had a baby. They have a daughter. I don't know how old she is. She's maybe a year or close to a year or something like that.
He did that video with Angela.
He did the video, I don't remember, a few years ago with Angela. I liked it a lot. Whatever. And so then from there, the rumor was that they had a thing for each other, but she was a minor at the time. Then he gets with Cazzu. They have this baby, and I'm not sure how it happens. People want to call her Roba Maridos. You can't know about anything. Number one, Cazzu's like 10 years older than Cristian. Yeah. Cristian's still a kid. He's in his 20s. So is Angela. However, let's get into this. So now they're married. Angela and Cristian got married, I think like 2 months ago, something like that.
It was a big scandal.
It was a big, yes.
That lady saying that she's a Roba Maridos.
Okay, and then everyone's pissed off because the engagement ring or the wedding ring that Cristian bought Angela was like all these hundreds of thousands, and he's only paying, I think, like $6,000 worth of child support to Cazzu for the child. But this lady's saying, like, she better not get in the way, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now maybe you're not familiar with Angela's family, okay? Now I was so heartbroken when I saw this, because I love this stuff. I play music. I play accordion, if you didn't know. El Pachuco. Please check out my new song. Oh, yes, El Pachuco. It's streaming on all streaming platforms, all right? There's my advertisement. There's your ad. Now, let's get into this. So, if you did not know this, I didn't know this until recently. Flor Silvestre, her grandmother, right? Flor Silvestre, she was a singer too from the 1900s.
Very interesting.
And she met Antonio Aguilar, right? They were a couple. They had this family, beautiful family, right? They were in their 80s, and he'd be singing to her, and she'd be singing to him, and it was beautiful. Beautiful, right? That's like, gosh, I want that marriage. Aha. Mm-hmm. But the darkness of this tale is she also was previously married. She had 2 children, and Antonio, these are Angela's grandparents, yes. Paternal grandparents, right? They were like, hey, Antonio, from what I was reading, I looked, I researched this stuff because it was very interesting. He's like, you want to be an Aguilar, you want to be my woman, you want to be my wife. I don't want to have anything to do with those escuinclas. So she gave up the custody of those 2 daughters. She never had any relationship with them. She moved on. She had her own family with the Aguilars. Then you got Pepe and all these people. So if history repeats itself, Cristian don't have to deal with that. He really doesn't. Him and Angela can start their own little family. Yeah. And all he has to do is sign that paper. I don't want to have it.
She doesn't have to accept anything because she comes from, it's in her blood. Right?
That's in her bloodline. So if that's what they're okay with, then...
It's just our unfavorable opinion.
Yes, okay. But if they're okay with that, that's all they have to do, Pa que andar chingue. I've seen it happen. Yes. Okay, get out of the celebrity world. Let's go in real life world. It's happened to me. I had a kid with somebody, and that person supposedly had never had children, and then they went and started a new family. Don't have anything to do with my kids. They have their own family.
But now their own exes that they have baby mamas with want to come stalk you.
We ain't interested in that. You guys stay over there. But so this does happen, guys, in real life.
Yeah, it does.
So again, my personal opinion: if you're single man, single woman, don't get involved with anyone with kids.
That's just single people.
That's just my unfavorable opinion. Yes. That's just my unfavorable opinion. You can disagree, agree, whatever, okay? But that's what it is. This is all baggage and all this stuff, and people are so angry at Angela. I can't be mad at Angela.
Yeah, no.
Because at the end of the day, everyone has free will. And Cristian, no one put a gun to his head.
And he did it at live, and he was talking about saying they had his lady.
So mujerona, what did he call her?
Leave her alone. It gets in mujerona or something. Yeah. And then he said that she was like the best woman. And a lot of women felt so,
very offended.
Oh my gosh.
Very offended. But again, okay, Cazzu, I'm sorry, Cazzu. Although, whatever. You're older. You're like 10 years older. And again, you women, stop having kids with these men unless they put a ring on it. I don't care if that's old-fashioned. I don't care. You can save yourself.
Especially in the celebrity world, too. Why do you think they go get pregnant by these guys?
I think Cazzu knew what she was doing, honestly. Unfortunately for her, it didn't turn out the way she expected. And now you have this beautiful baby, and it's terrible because he doesn't have to be in the
And he
baby's
said
life.
he's in love with Angela.
Yeah,
He's always liked
the
her.
moment that they met, he fell in love with her. So I don't know what happened there. Possibly because she was a minor. They're married now.
But these videos about Angela, oh my gosh, it's just circulating. A lot of women are so angry about
Yes,
this.
they are. So I do agree with you what you're saying. It should be like that, right? In a beautiful world, yes. You should let if I had a man and he had kids, yes, you should have open conversation. You can, yes and no. But I mean, unfortunately, in this case, I don't think that's the case. Going back to Angela's history, her grandmother's history, it's cut all ties. I mean, they're in another country. The girl lives in Argentina. If he wants to,
Yeah, he'll go fly back and forth.
Right, but she's talking about, it's going to cost him. Big deal. Remember, he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
So is Angela, as far as I know. They're millionaires. So it doesn't cost them anything.
And again, if he's in love with her, he's going to do whatever he's going to do for that woman.
Whatever looks good on the family, whatever looks good in the...
Because remember, when a man is in love with the woman, he's going to do anything for that woman.
That's true.
Regardless if he has kids and other families somewhere, as long as they're into that woman, that's the woman that they want.
Yes. So again, we'll have to see how this plays out. But I'm thinking if it's like that, for all you know, they could just have start their own little family.
Yes.
Be Nodal and, I don't know what Cazzu's last name was, but Nodal Aguilar. And all he has to do is sign that paper. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Here's your money. Have a nice life. Sorry, it didn't work out.
Just have to wait and see.
And it's unfortunate. It does happen, but we'll have to wait and see.